The golden retriever wouldn't let the toddler eat. Everyone thought he was being territorial. They were wrong about everything that mattered. Everything looked routine that morning. It wasn't. Jonah was 20 months old, bright, verbal for his age, the kind of child who narrated everything he touched, the kind of child who reached for things with both hands open, leaning forward from his hips, the way toddlers do when something is exactly what they want. Biscuit had been in the family for 4 years. He was a golden retriever of such spectacular patience that their pediatrician had once called him the gentlest dog she'd ever seen in a home with a small child. He was also blocking the kitchen table every single morning that week, not growling, not showing teeth, just placing his large amber body between Jonah and the food, lying down in the gap between the boy's chair and the table, and looking up at Dana Kowalski with an expression she couldn't name and didn't like. Dana was a registered dietitian with 8 years of outpatient clinical experience. She understood food, she understood child nutrition, and she understood, with clean professional certainty, what a dog exhibiting resource-guarding behavior around a toddler's meal looked like. She had given this exact advice to 2 families. She knew the terminology. She knew the intervention pathway. She had the framework and the training and the confidence that comes from being right about things for a long time. She did not know she was about to be wrong about the most important thing. The first morning, she moved Biscuit by the collar, firm, calm, redirected him to his bed mat in the corner. He went. He lay down. He watched. His eyes did not leave Jonah. Jonah ate half his banana and 3 bites of scrambled egg before losing interest and beginning to fuss. Ordinary toddler morning. Dana cleared the plate, wiped the tray, moved on. The second morning, Biscuit was in position before Jonah reached the high chair. Dana lifted him bodily and moved him to the hallway. Biscuit walked back in before she finished securing the tray. He lay across the floor directly at Jonah's feet, chin down, but watching upward in the direction of the tray, with a steadiness that Dana found professionally unsettling. Her husband, Gregor, watched from the doorway. He said, "He's never done this before." Dana agreed. "That's why I'm addressing it," she said. The third morning, Biscuit came and sat between Jonah's high chair and Dana while she was spooning oatmeal into a bowl. He did not beg. He did not look at the food. He looked at Jonah, his nose lifted twice. Quick, deliberate sniffs in the direction of the boy's face. Dana felt it then. Not fear, but the particular discomfort of a professional observing something her training couldn't fully file. Gregor called the vet that afternoon. Their vet, Dr. Simone Adebayo, scheduled an in-home assessment for Friday, 2 days away. On Thursday night, Jonah woke at 3:17 in the morning, screaming. Not the ordinary cry of a toddler disrupted from sleep, the high, unconsolidated scream of a body in distress. Dana was out of the bed before she registered being awake. In the hallway, into Jonah's room, Biscuit was already there. He had pushed Jonah's door open from the hallway and was standing at the side of the crib, both front paws on the rail, his nose pressed through the slats against Jonah's arm. The boy's face was flushed and alarming red, his breathing fast and shallow in a way that made Dana's clinical brain categorize and discard reassuring explanations faster than she could consciously track them. She lifted Jonah from the crib. His skin was dry and hot in a way that felt wrong by 2 degrees at least. His eyes were glassy, unfocused. His temperature was 104.8 degrees. They were at the pediatric urgent care by 4 a.m. The physician on duty, Dr. Roshan Mehta, ran a full panel. The result that changed everything came back at 5:40 a.m. Jonah's blood test showed a severe allergic response, consistent with anaphylaxis in early presentation. His throat had been quietly swelling for hours. By the time Dana had carried him to the car, his airway had already begun to narrow. The allergy panel run 3 days later identified the trigger, a specific protein present in the new brand of oat-based baby oatmeal Dana had introduced that week. The same bowl Biscuit had been positioning himself in front of every morning since Tuesday. If you stay for stories about what animals sense before we do, you're in the right place. Subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Dr. Mehta referred them to Dr. Claudette Voss, a pediatric allergist at the Regional Children's Hospital. Dr. Voss reviewed the full case on the second visit and asked them to describe the dog's behavior in detail. Dana walked her through each morning. Dr. Voss listened without interrupting. When Dana finished, Dr. Voss said, "Dogs can detect the specific protein compounds released by foods that trigger immune response in allergic individuals. In a child with a developing and as yet undiagnosed allergy, those compounds are present in exhaled air and on the skin surface even before the reaction becomes symptomatic. Your dog was not guarding the food. He was detecting the allergen in it and positioning himself to prevent your son from eating it. Every morning he was doing this." Dana sat with that for a long time. Every morning that week, she had removed the dog from in front of the bowl. Every morning, she had given Jonah another serving. Every morning, Biscuit had watched from wherever she had put him, doing the only calculation he was capable of, returning to the space between the child and the thing that was harming him. The fourth morning, the third, the second, the first. Every morning rewound and played back with a different label on every behavior she had labeled wrong. Has your dog ever done something you couldn't explain until it was the only thing that made sense? Tell us in the comments. These stories deserve to be heard. They were 3 weeks into Jonah's allergen elimination protocol when Gregor came downstairs to find Biscuit lying beside the high chair with his chin on the floor, watching Jonah eat a bowl of plain rice porridge. Nothing between them. No positioning, no blocking, no steadiness of attention. Just a dog lying near a toddler. Gregor stood in the doorway watching them and did not say anything for a while. Every guardian deserves to be recognized, even the ones who never asked for anything in return. If stories like this matter to you, subscribe so you never miss the next one. Jonah finished the rice porridge and dropped his spoon over the side of the tray, the way he always did. Biscuit lifted his head, checked the floor, found the spoon. He placed it on the tray with his nose, gentle enough not to tip the bowl. Jonah laughed. The next story involves a dog whose behavior was flagged by a school caregiver as aggressive. 3 weeks before the diagnosis explained everything it had been trying to say.